what's up? It's your boy Smurs1. Today we're going to talk about the Auditorium. It's Pete Rock and Common's album that came out a couple of months ago. I kind of want to sit on it for a little while before I did a video, so let's talk about it today. All right, y'all, I was kind of surprised when I heard that this album was coming. I know it started like we started seeing a little news about it around the 50-year anniversary. Common was saying that, hey, he teamed up with Pete Rock to do this album. I kind of didn't believe it because we always hear about these type of collaboration albums and they just never happen. But once I follow Pete Rock on Instagram, and I started seeing him put postings of him and Common in the studio. And I was like, oh, okay, they must be really making an album. So it must be really going on. So he kept giving us snippets and little videos. I was like, okay. And then it was like, boom, the album is done. Okay, the album came out a couple of months ago, and I kind of want to sit on this album before I gave it a review because these two are one of my favorite hip hop artists since forever. Known about Common back in '92 when he was signed to Relativity, and he came out with the album Can I Borrow a Dollar? Now Chicago, that album was buzzing. You know, we was checking for Common. Back then he was Common Sense. He had the single Take It Easy, and then he had Soul by the Pound, and then he had the Soul by the Pound remix that was nasty. And then he had the Breaker 19. I think he came out with a single for Breaker 19 on that album also. So we was checking for Common. We was like, okay, dude, kind of nice, different flow. You know, during that time, 90, 91, 92 type of flavor. And then Common followed up with the Resurrection album in '94. Now, the Resurrection album, that was just, you know, that was like the grand entrance and the reintroduction of Common to me. You know, when he came out with I Used to Love Her, that song was just so dope with his ode to hip hop as being his girlfriend and just, you know, just telling the tale about hip hop. So I always thought that was very creative of him to make that song. And then like you had songs like Watermelon, you had songs like Book of Life. One of my other favorite songs, let's see, one of my dopest songs that's a album cut on there is that Orange Pineapple Juice. Nasty, that beat is stupid. But Resurrection was one of them albums that really put Common in the forefront, like, okay, dude, nice, he got 2 albums. He hit us with the Resurrection. That kind of cemented him as an artist. Boom. Around the same time, that's when Pete Rock and CL Smooth was making their moves, and you know, Pete Rock came with CL Smooth. They had the Mecca and the Soul Brother album. And, you know, we all know it, Troy. That song was just dope. And then just Pete Rock just known for his overall production. The stuff he did with him and Pete Rock and CL Smooth. And also the stuff he did with Nas, the stuff he did with Run DMC, the limited remixes that he has done. And Pete Rock is one of the dudes that really wanted me to start making beats and learn how to making beats. I'm still inspired by this dude. So when these two was talking about making this album, I was like, I just know it's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? Let's just see what they come up with. So when the album came out, I tried to not have any type of reserve for like any expectations. So when I listened to it, but now I listen to the album, it's like a grown man album, and you can tell that they wasn't thinking that hard about the songs and the selection and just everything. It seems like they was just having fun with it and just getting songs done. The songs was done correctly, but to me, some of the beats is just so like soulful and chill. I wish they had some more head nods, some more bangers on there, but maybe that's going to come in value a volume 2, since they said this is volume 1. So hopefully, I was just wanted to hear Common over some aggressive beats. I don't know. It seemed like the loops that he was using. He was using a lot of loops in this album, and it seems like they it could have been mixed. Certain songs could have been mixed and had different drops, because after a while, the loops started getting repetitive. I know as a producer, you get into those slumps. You know, you get into that when making beats, but that was just one thing that stood out to me on this album was the loops, and sometimes some of the beats it could have been arranged a little bit different so the beats wouldn't get boring. One of the standout songs on the album is track 3. This man, now that's cold. That's a cold song. Common is just breaking down how he's the one that's holding the culture down, holding his family down, his friends, all of that, and just being that dude. And I think that's one of the main solid songs I like on the album. They also released Fortunate. Fortunate is cool. I like the sample in that song. But as a whole, I think I only really rock with Fortunate. This man and now and then. That sample is nasty. And then it's just the way Common is just rhyming and telling these stories. And then he's even keeping it real on some Chicago shit unapologetically. And a lot of stuff that he's probably saying is going to go over people's heads, which I'm kind of surprised that Common, he hasn't lived here full time in a long time, but he still knows his Chicago shit. He's still home. And that was kind of refreshing to hear him really rep the city like that. And another thing, on this album, we got to hear Pete Rock rap. You know, that's so far in between when we hear Pete Rock rhyme. You know, I like it when Pete Rock rhyme because, you know, he ain't the super duper lyricist type of dude, but he hold his own when he do rhyme. And that was he opened up the song All Kind of Ideas. And he just kept it straight Pete. And I wonder if he's going to rap more on the next few projects that they make. Also, I hope they don't wait until like a year or two to release the second album. Like, come on, y'all. I hope y'all have it in y'all to at least give us the new album before the end of the year, or right maybe at the top of 2025. That'd be dope timing to follow up this album instead of waiting all the way into next summer or something like that to put the next album out. I think with the momentum that they have, I think they should just say boom, 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 and just bang it out. Because you also think about like other collab albums that's coming out. You got Nas and Primo working on an album. Finally, y'all know how I feel about that. So I know that album, I hope they're really taking their time and making a dope album instead of just rushing some shit like they did that single they released a couple of months ago. So yeah, but that's another story. The 15 tracks on this album, I see Pete, he used a lot of vocal samples, like All Kind of Ideas, the joint Wise Up when he used the MC Shan sample. Those type of, he was using that type of production style to create the choruses for the songs and stuff, which is nice. His drum patterns is always knocking. But like I was saying, I just wish it had some more like knock on this album, like some more bangers. And I really like the production that Pete did when him and Smoke DZA did that album together. Now that was real aggressive. Even the stuff he did for Smith & Wesson a couple of years ago, those type of beats, and to hear Common over those type of beats, that would have been dope. But we know Common stay in his mellow, soulful lane sometimes, even with his recent albums, and then even with the album he did with JD, the stuff he did with Kanye. But I was hoping that Pete was going to give him something to bring a different side of Common out. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on this, man. The album is still solid. I'm just looking forward to what else these two brothers have to offer. And I just had to be honest with this review because these are two of the most talented hip hop artists that we have in the culture. And Pete Rock is somebody that I look up to. I even met him once in Miami, and I had to pay homage to him just to let him know the inspiration he has on me for being a producer and a beat maker. But yeah, that's it, man. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. Listen to the album. Tell me what y'all think. I know it's been out for a couple of months. I'm still sitting on it, but I would say at least about half of the album I'm really feeling, and some of the album, and the other half I'm kind of just like, okay, I'm ready for part two. So yeah, tell me what you think. Hit me up in the comments. And yeah, holla at your boy, and I'll holla at y'all later. Peace.